for me. Run through the land, you run through my soul. Bring me wisdom and peace. Run through all ages and all of life's stages. You bring me around to find my release.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to Be My Guest. Today we have Amanda Sinatra with us. And Amanda is an author, and she has written a young adult fantasy book, I'm going to hold it up, called Hollow. The cover is beautiful. I think you said you did it, right?
Yeah, I designed it.
Can you get that cover, Paul? Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you the other one. Well, actually, this is the latest one, too, Shattered. Another one that you probably did yourself, right? That's a beautiful picture of you. My gosh.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you.
I mean, I've seen this. God, Lord, you look like a model.
Oh, thanks.
And the thing is, she has 2 degrees in criminal justice and forensic criminology. Right up my eye. I love this. I can't get enough of that stuff on television. And you work as a police dispatcher while pursuing your love of reading and writing.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start writing?
Oh, I started writing when I was 12.
Yeah.
And it started with my 6th grade English teacher named Mr. Flahan in Northridge Middle School. And he hid right then, it was a bookshelf, and he put a sheet over it. And he said, I need you to write a very creative story of what's behind it. And ever since then, it just kind of, I couldn't stop writing.
And that was it?
That was it.
So, you were 12.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you got to, high school, your English teacher, language arts, must have realized. What, did you do things there too?
Yeah, I did a few things there. High school's a little different. It was a lot more busier and a lot more work to do. So I wrote off here and there. And I always felt like not so confident in myself, and that was the biggest issue why it took so long to get where I was.
Yeah.
Until I had one of my friends read just a rough draft of Hollow, and he goes, you need to do something with this.
Yeah.
So it just exploded at
So
that
did you
point.
graduate at Northbridge High?
I did, in 2012.
We lived in Whitensville from 1988 to 2003. And we moved to South Grafton. But my son, when he was born, we lived there. I think we were, I don't know, we'll do the math. he was getting up there when we left, but it felt like home when I moved there. It really did. Now, are you in the Whitensville part or the Northbridge part?
Northwest right towards Cumberland Farms on the Rockdale side over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that side.
Okay. So they were robbed recently.
Yeah.
When I saw that on the news, Amanda, I said, well, maybe I won't stop in there again for a little while.
Just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit. Now, for our readers out there, what is Hollow? Give us a general idea what Hollow is about.
So Hollow is a young girl named Ivy Lane. She is 17 years old, and she ends up waking up in the middle of nowhere. She doesn't know who she is, what she is, and she ends up meeting this guy, and he's telling her, you have to come with me. I saved your life. And she's all mad. She's like, I don't know who you are, but for some reason I need to follow you. She ends up coming to this big mansion with them with all these different dampiers, which is half human, half vampire, and that's what she is, and she discovers. And she's going through these trials and errors trying to figure it out, but then come to find out, she ends up getting her memories back, but no other dampier was able to do that.
Yeah.
And everything starts to unravel on why she was chosen.
Now, it says, will the unveiling of secrets, Ivy against Theodore for what he's done, will that go against Theodore? Or will she accept her fate and ignore what her old life is trying to tell her? Now, waking with no memory of your life, that's a great idea. How did you come up with that one?
So I wanted to do a vampire story, but every time I read about vampires, they always remember their life. I go, what happens if they don't? They go through this whole reset, like a newborn, you have no memory.
Yeah.
So what happens if it's just wiped and you're a completely new person? You can change who you are. So I wanted that to be the main focal point with her memories.
Has your family read the book?
Yes.
Okay, what do they think?
They love it. They're super supportive of my dreams. They love the story. They think it's incredible, and I have a really good support system.
Hollow. How did you come up with the name Hollow?
That took me until I was on chapter 5, and I was sitting there, and I was rewriting some of the scenes just to kind of get my mind going. I'm like, I go, what better way to make a title for this? And I was like, well, she always feels so empty, like something is missing.
Yeah.
I go, hollow. She just feels like part of her is gone, and she doesn't know why, and it's like an empty vessel. So I thought it would be perfect.
I think it is. We're talking with Amanda Sinatra. She is local. She's from Northbridge, and she's an author who's written Hollow. chapter 1, it starts with, I'm dead. I have to be dead. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Did I have breakfast this morning? And this is how it starts. So she gets your attention right away. You took no classes in writing at all? This is just...
I've been reading since I was 10, and I get so engrossed in reading and how the words are formed and intricate and stuff like that, and how you can twist and change certain sentence structures and stuff. And now I'm in school for my master's program for creative writing.
Where are you going?
Southern New Hampshire University.
Oh, the one on television.
Yep.
I've been wondering. Now, how expensive are they?
They're actually very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Meaning?
I don't, like, so 2 classes is like a little over $2,000, but they're very accommodating. And I only take one at a time because I'm working and I'm writing, and it's affordable for me. Like, it's great.
Well, let's see, now you are, you have 2 degrees in criminal justice and forensics criminology. And you're working as a police dispatcher. Are you local doing that?
Yes.
You are?
I work for the town.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember, I think I interviewed police chief. He's retired now. Oh.
Amelia?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember actually the program started many years ago, 1993 in Whitensville. And I had a co-host then, but I can remember Chief Mealy. He was a great guy. Is he still around, isn't he?
I think he is retired. I think he's in the Heritage Park area.
Okay.
He's resided there for a while.
He was really nice.
I never got to meet him, but I heard great things about him.
Yes. Yeah, very good. So, Amanda, before we go any further, this is your camera right here. Let everybody know how they can reach you, and if they'd like to schedule you, that's good too.
You can reach me at amanda.sinatra126@gmail.com. I also have an Instagram, Amanda_Sinatra, and I also have a Twitter, Amanda_Sinatra. You can reach me at any of those direct messages to contact me if you want to set up an interview or to talk.
All right, Amanda.Sinatra126@gmail.com. And I have the privilege of being her publicist. And I asked her recently, I have to, because some of my authors don't want to go any further than Central Mass. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a little rough. She said, I'll go anywhere.
I'll do anything to get my name out.
That's the attitude. That's the way. We've had some interesting people. They want to get sent to New Hampshire. They'll go.
I'll go.
It depends on what's open.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for authors right now. I don't know if the viewers understand, but it is so hard. I can send her a zillion contacts. And you're thinking, well, why would you send them if people aren't open? It's for her to find out when they might open and to get on their list of people to appear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know over at Tatnuck, they're not having authors appear right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get to it as soon as they start opening and doing that again, because that place is extremely author-friendly. I don't know if you've ever been.
I've never been. I've heard of it, though.
Oh, yeah, it's right over here in Westboro.
Mm-hmm.
They have a large room. You can give your presentation if you want there, or you can, first time, if you want to sit right there near the cash register, fine. And you can do it that way, too. But they accommodate what you want to do, but get your pick in there. That's a big one out here. Now, we have another book that she's written. And this one, when did you do this one?
So after Hollow was released on February 10th of 2020, I took like a 2-month break just to get my mind settled, and then I wrote Shattered in the summer of 2020,
Yep.
and I had it all done and published by October, I believe it was the 5th of 2020.
How long did it take you to write
That
Shattered?
took me shorter than Hollow. That took me about 2.5 months to write.
Months?
Mm-hmm.
2.5, that's all.
That's all.
I've had most authors I know at least a year or so at least do that. Where do you find the time working?
That was finally after I graduated college, so I had more time, and I took a break in between before I went back to school. So
Yeah.
I really engrossed myself, and it was pouring out of me, this story, and I need to continue it and finish it. So
Okay, now how did you come upon this? It looks like, are they twigs with blood dripping off?
that's glass.
Glass, shattered. Oh, no wonder, Jane. Shattered.
Yep.
Now, there's a girl peering out from it. Did you design this one too,
Yep.
right? Tell us briefly about what this one's about.
So Ivy gets deeper into the drama and unveiling of the secrets of her mystery and her life, what was before, and her flashbacks are starting to come back, which is what she started in the first one. I don't want to give too much away, but something does happen to her towards the end when she wakes up into the second one.
Now, you have a whole different character. You go, no, you've stuck with Ivy. This is
So
what
the
you-
only difference with the second one is you get 2 point of views. You get Ivy and then you get Jackson, which is he's in the first one
Now,
too.
Theodora is nowhere to be found. She begins with, Ivy just began her journey as a, how do you say that, a dehumper?
Dampier,
Which is a,
half human, half vampire.
okay. And now she has to face her newest task, learning the ways of a newborn vampire. To most people, what do you mean by a newborn vampire?
So she ends up at the end of Hollow doing something she wasn't supposed to, and it ends up transforming her into a newborn vampire. So she's fresh off the market, like she's ready to go.
This is big right now. I have noticed in the bookstores and libraries, the young adult section is, I mean, they're all different. Yours is unique. And
Thank you.
But the idea of kind of the fantasy is taking, I have I have two little grandchildren, and the mom is, about 30 now, and she likes this kind of this thing. She does, so I think this is almost ageless.
Yeah, I mean, for a while it was a little deadpan. Nobody was writing about it, and then for some reason now it's like the biggest thing again.
Oh, definitely. You gone anywhere?
I mean, the only thing I was able to appear in was my local library just to showcase. I dropped off a copy of my book, and then I went up to Barnes & Noble and got them in the store. And then COVID hit.
Okay, was it the Barnes & Noble in Millbury?
Yes.
Okay, they're still open.
Yes.
The one in Worcester off of Lincoln Street, I was amazed they had closed.
Yes, they moved locations, I heard.
Yeah, and they told me, but we're not done. They said, we're going to, looks like Northborough?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where they are?
I don't know exactly, but I knew they were going there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, because then you don't have to fight to go to Worcester and over there. So now we have it in Bellingham, Millbury, and it'll be in Northborough.
Yeah, I'm going to try to push it all there.
Oh, boy, that's really cool. Then you've got Tatlock and Westboro. You could spend a whole, that's a book lover's dream. You spend all afternoon. Now, Shattered, I'm trying to see, which about the same size, right?
A little bit more on the second one, but
A little bit
yeah.
Now, you self-publish, or do you use,
So I did independent, so I hired a company,
okay.
and I use their resources, and then they publish it for me. But
You're a
I
friend
get
of Lisa Shea, right?
yes.
Lisa's been on here many times, and she is fantastic. She can, one time, she and I were talking about an idea, and the next thing I know, within one night, she had written the book. I don't know how she does that.
She's phenomenal.
I don't get it. I don't get it, but she did it, and I think I've still got, piles of those great books. She's good, and they tend to be local.
Yes.
Local, like in Sutton, that type of thing. How
Yes.
did you meet her at the writers' group?
So I actually got my name in the newspaper, the local one, and she contacted me through Facebook, and she said, "Hey, I just saw you in the local paper." She's like, "How would you like to join our Sutton writing group?" I go, "That'd be great," and we just connected since then. I made so many new friends. She's
Yeah.
always helped me out. I think she just recently signed us up for this book convention in Boston to do virtually.
Well, virtually, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that so I can showcase my stuff. And
Well, the writers' group in Sutton, well, when I went to look at it, it was, I brought a friend. It was in the library in a back room.
I think I haven't been there
Yeah.
personally because she contacted me during COVID.
Yeah, so I imagine nobody can go in there right now. But it was kind of fun. I mean, there were quite a few people, at the table. And she has I don't know if it's a PowerPoint, but she shows different displays and
Yeah.
that type of thing. Amanda, again, how can they get in touch with you and maybe get you scheduled when COVID is over?
Oh, so you can contact me at amanda.sinatra126@gmail.com. I have an Instagram, Amanda_Sinatra, and a Twitter, Amanda_Sinatra.
Okay, now, and she's open. She'll go if you're watching. I mean, this goes all over the world. YouTube. Once you're on YouTube, you are. That's it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm prepared.
Don't forget, you can also, when you get the link, when it gets to you, you can also bring this to Northbridge Cable. That's where my home base was. Bring it to them, get them to get it on anywhere you want. Most cable stations love to have shows on to fill time, if there's a space. There's Milford. There's so many places. Sure. We call it bicycling. In other words, bringing your interview to another place. What's coming next? Are you working on
I'm working on 2 books, actually.
2?
So it's the third one, which is, I can tell you right now, it's called Fallen. Continues the story. I can't really give too much away on that one because I like to keep everything under wraps. And I have this new thing where I like to switch off with books so my mind can flow better.
Yeah.
And I'm actually writing a mystery thriller one right now with a murder in it. and it's called The Truth Shall Lie, and I haven't stopped writing it. It's going to be great.
Is it a fantasy?
It's going to be a contemporary young adult
Murder
mystery.
Okay, what was the title of it again?
The Truth Shall Lie.
Oh, I can't wait. See, now that's right up my alley. I
Yeah.
love... Who's your favorite mystery writer?
I don't think I have one. I'm more of a fantasy girl. So right now, my like top 3 is Tracy Wolff, who did the Crave series, Stephanie Meyer, did the Twilight series, and I liked Anna Todd, who did the After series.
Okay. I don't read them that.
Yeah, they're more of a young crowd.
But I think as you're going up, these are going to, as I said, they're going to appeal to different, not just young adults, but a lot. That murder one coming up.
I'm excited for that one.
Where did you get the idea for it?
I actually had written it down a year ago in my little notes on my phone, and I was going through it just to clean it out, and then I'm like, wait a minute, where did I hide this from?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everything started turning, and I couldn't go to sleep because that was like a big thing. I could never go to sleep. My mind's constantly going, I'm thinking new ideas. And then all of a sudden the whole thing just came into play, and I'm like, let's do this. So I started writing it.
In the middle of the night, you couldn't sleep, so you got up and began writing it down?
Yep. Just the idea, I'm like, okay, I gotta do this and this and this.
So I'm not alone doing that.
Yeah, it's a habit.
When you're driving in your car and you get an idea, you just kind of like shorthand it on the side?
Kind of repeat it in my head. I'm very good at repeating it in my head, so it sticks with me. When I get home, I can type it out too.
Oh my! So you do everything on your computer?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to switch a little bit. What is it like to be a police dispatcher?
A little stressful, I won't lie, but it's rewarding at times too, when you really can help somebody and save them. You get a new situation every time, so you never know how to expect, but it's just, I like it though. I enjoy it for right now.
Did you just go in there one day and say, I'm here, could you use me?
My undergrad school, which is Anna Maria, I went to for my criminal justice degrees, they were doing a first year ever 911 training for free, and I did it and I liked it. And then I put in applications just all around town to see if I could do part-time, and that's how I landed in Northbridge, and been full-time since May of 2019.
So it's part-time or full-time?
It's full-time now, yeah.
It's full-time. See, are you the night girl or the daytime?
I am 4 to 12 shifts, so I am the mid-shift.
Oh, that ought to be an interesting one.
It is.
You get a lot of domestic problems?
Here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those you just have to take with a grain of salt, and you expect the same thing over and again from others. And
with the COVID, have you had a lot of emergencies?
Yes.
You get somebody who calls in and says, I'm not sure, but my husband is very, very sick. And you're thinking, do you have to ask them what their symptoms are? Well,
yep.
You have to.
All protocols.
But don't they already send a policeman or a ambulance anyhow to the address in case?
Yeah, we just give them caution that this possibly is a COVID positive case. Just proceed with caution.
What got you into this?
I mean, just the fact that I do love criminal justice, that I do like the aspect of like figuring things out and
Law and Order, SVU.
I actually never watched those shows.
Are you sure?
Never watched them.
So how'd you get interested? With your parents? Or?
I think it was when I was going through Quinsigamond Community College in Worcester, and I was taking random gen ed classes, and I took a criminal justice class. It was
Grand. What were they? What classes were they?
Oh, criminal justice. So it's it was criminal investigation, and I just like fell in love with that side of it.
It's funny. I've been thinking along those same lines. Is it difficult when you're studying for a test? Is it difficult, or is it just going pretty naturally?
It's easy to me. I mean, like, I just kind of go with the flow. There's certain things where I question, and I have a habit of second guessing myself. So I'm like, oh, that was the right answer, or like, but you know, you just gotta push yourself. And
are you gonna? Well, gosh, you got your hands full between that and writing. Children at home?
No.
Okay, so
no.
You're all set on that one. Your brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got 2 older brothers and 2 younger sisters.
Oh, you're right smack.
I am the middle child.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, so now you've got 2 books coming. You've got these 2 now. When do you think the next 2 will be coming out?
I want The Truth Shall Lie out before Fallen.
The mystery one.
I want to do some in-between stuff just to get people. I want to do that one first.
So you're going to, looks to me like you're going to kind of try different venues. You're talented like that. You're going to do...
Yep. And it's great with the criminal justice background. I can write this book with some twists and turns.
Definitely with the background. Do you see yourself going any further with criminal justice?
I decided I want to be a full-time writer.
a full-time writer.
So I'm striving for that.
Do they know that over there? Did
Yeah, they are aware.
They've seen your books?
Yes, some coworkers bought it. They've been super supportive, and they always congratulate me and stuff.
Now, have you gone back to Northbridge High and showed your language arts teacher or whatever?
I did. I showed my English professor, teacher.
What he or she?
It's he, Mr. Rosecca.
What do you think?
He was so proud of me. He gave me the biggest hug.
Well, he should have you come and speak to the kids.
Yeah, hopefully when COVID kind of, we can.
Is Northbridge in school right now?
I think they're hybrid. I'm not 100% sure.
I think Upton is. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I see a bunch of kids walking, and I think, well, are they in school? Are they not? Oh, definitely. They should see the success of a past student.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'd be wonderful. Do you think he'll do that? Or?
I mean, we talked about it before the whole COVID thing, and he's like, I'd love to have you talk to my class just to let them know that this is possible. And
even junior high.
yeah.
And don't stop with Northbridge.
No, I want to go everywhere.
Go to all the different, we'll talk. There's so many places, because back when I was growing up, we didn't have anybody who was like an alumni come in and say, well, this is what I've done. And I think that's so important.
It
To
is.
give the kids hope. And if somebody likes to write, my son writes poetry. Did anybody encourage him? No. Now he's in his 20s. So it's like, it's a strange thing. So, all right, so we have Shattered. This is the most recent one, fantasy. And Hollow is the first, fantasy. She's got 2 more coming. And one is going to be right up my alley. Murder or mystery, right? Is that going to be easiest to write, you think?
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Where can people purchase your books?
You can actually get it on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. I believe it's a Google store as well. Any book dispensary, anything with like book-related stuff.
Okay. And we are going to eventually have them displayed in the dedicated local authors section of Upton. And when we can finally reopen again.
I know.
And you'll be able to see Hollow and Shattered. Are you designing the covers for your next 2 books?
Yes, I already know what I'm doing.
You already know. I can't wait, especially for the murder one.
I know.
That's really going to be good. Now, are you going to stay in the area, or you think you might move away? Or
I'll stay when the time is right. I think when I'll move, Right now, I'm thankful that my parents let me stay with them. I'm trying to save up and trying to be like responsible with my money and make sure I have all my ducks in a row before I take the next step.
Yeah, I was like, what's the old saying? A penny keeps rolling back.
Yeah.
My parents got me into college and probably thought, oh, okay, well, she's out. No. I got bored. It was like a couple of years into it, and I said, I'm coming home. Which I don't think pleased my father. So when I got home, he made it very clear, you're going to do this or this. I'll put you through business school, beauty management, whatever you're doing something. And I majored in art, so you think about that.
Yeah.
But I ended up in business school, and it worked. But I tried different things. But I would go away for a couple of years, try something, and come back. Maybe be with them 6 months, a year, and come back. They were pretty good about it.
Yeah, I mean, trying times, they're hard right now. It's not like it used to be. You can move out and rent's expensive, so.
Oh, I know. What is it for? I saw one locally, a one bedroom apartment, $1,100. I can remember in Whitensville paying. We thought $300 and $750 or $400 was horrible for a 2-bedroom apartment. Not now.
Oh.
How do they afford to do it? People losing their jobs. I don't get it.
I don't, and it's sad. It really is.
I was thinking. I mean, there's a village in Whitensville, and a lot of people have lived there, and I don't know how they even continue because the rent is.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Are they in shelters? I can't imagine it. If you could appear anywhere right now and somebody was watching, where would you really like to go? Bookstores, or where would you like to be the most? Or does it matter?
I mean, anywhere at this point.
Anywhere at this point, you're right.
I would like to be in like New York, one of those major like.
You want to go to New York?
Yeah.
You'll drive to New York?
I did it before. For a concert.
For a concert?
Yep.
You drove yourself?
I drove myself with my friend Megan. We went to see Megan and Liz, the girl group I went to see.
You went all the way to. Well, we've had a guest who's been on here twice. She is an artist, a designer in New York. I just couldn't believe it. She looks like she's just a kid. Her boyfriend brought her up the first time, and I think she came alone. I'm not sure what happened the second. New York. we've had people from up north, Vermont, New Hampshire, all this, Connecticut, Rhode Island. But when I think of New York, I think that's a long haul.
4.5 hours down, 3.5 going up.
And it's highway.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate that.
Oh, there was a point where I was like, I'm about to pull over and just sit here and contemplate why I did this.
I hate it. I just, I'm never like it. Well, we've got about 2 minutes left. And again, we've been talking with Amanda Sinatra. No relation to, right?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How are you related?
So my great-grandfather, they are cousins. And actually, my great-grandfather, he ditched out on the family, went to New York, and slept on Frank's couch.
So you are a great niece
Something like that. I have to get the packet again, but it says we are.
to Frank Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that Ancestry.com thing?
No, I'm going to redo it, though, because I need a fresh packet.
I've never. What do you swab yourself and send it to them?
I think you put in your information. I think 23andMe is the one you swab yourself.
I don't know which is better. Part of me doesn't trust it.
I know. It's like everyone's going to go to the government and they're going to check us out, the FBI.
I don't know. I don't know. All right, so Amanda Sinatra, she's a local author. She writes right now. She has published 2 fantasies for young adults, but I still say could be any age. And she's got 2 more coming up. Another fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a contemporary murder story. And you can reach her at amanda.sinatra126@gmail.com. If you would like to speak to her, you can't find her book on Amazon. I'm sure you can. But if you'd like to speak with her as the author, just email her first. And hopefully she's going to, once this COVID is over, get her out there more.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be so frustrating. She is such a lovely person, and
thank
I think
you.
everyone will be very happy to have you go. I've already got given her a long list. And these people I know, like up in Webster, Book Lovers Gourmet, you're going to love Deb Horman. She absolutely is terrific. Cute store, everything.
Aw.
You're going to fit right in. Well, that's it. And thank you, Amanda.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
having you back on now. Don't forget, you've got 2 more books coming.
Of course I'll come back.
You can't get away.
Of course.
No. All right, we'll have her back on. Take care.